Alright guys, and welcome to my guide on how to get the best start in Oblivion. This guide will be suitable for every single playstyle you can possibly imagine in the game. There's actually some really easy ways in the game to get a full set of really good light and heavy armor and a number of different weapons that you would normally only be able to obtain at level 5, but you can actually obtain these items straight out of the sewers at level 1. We'll also be talking about how to farm a lot of gold at level 1. You can easily get over 20,000 gold in under an hour. I'll show you how to get a free horse, a free house, and a cheeky bonus power to unlock most doors and chests early game, basically up until hard difficulty. Now, if you're going to go for any kind of warrior or fighter build that requires melee weapons or heavy armor, then what you want to do is immediately join the Fighters Guild in Anvil or Shadenhall, and then immediately go to Leowin. This is because in the Leowin Fighters Guild on the second floor, there is a full set of steel armor. It's totally free and it's just lying around. There's also a steel claymore, there's a fine steel warhammer, amongst some really good one-hander blunt option weapons, and then upstairs there's a silver longsword. Now, silver weapons just have that slightly higher base damage than fine steel and can also affect ghost enemies. And next door, you have the best one-hander blunt weapon option and shield in the Blackwood Company Hall. Just go upstairs and in the display case, you have a very good shield which is fairly equal to orcish quality armor and a one-handed silver battle axe. And a lot of the items within the Blackwood Company Hall don't count as you stealing, so you can take a lot of the items in here and sell them. Now, they are in a hard difficulty display case. You can just do the quick save and quick load method with your lockpicks and do auto attempt, or wait until the end of the video where I give you a bonus power to unlock hard locks with a spell that anyone can obtain. Now, for more archer thief builds, what you want to do is also go to Leowin and go to the northeast gate. And dead outside the Oblivion gate there is a Leowin guard with the Leowin cuirass and full chainmail. This is the best light armor that you can get early game. There is one other option that you can do, but I wouldn't recommend it because the armor weighs a truckload. If for whatever reason this guard is not dead outside the Oblivion gate, then just lure one from inside Leowin to the Oblivion gate and let a scamp kill him and Bob's your uncle. Now, the best bow you can get at level 1 is a fine steel bow, and there's one just lying on a ledge at Fort Nickel. You may think a silver one would be better, but actually they have the same base damage, so don't go through the effort of trying to find a silver one. Just get this fine steel bow and you're good. Now, for the best mage start, there's only really 2 really good items that you can get, and they do require gold. So when you're starting as a mage, you're going to have to accept that you are going to have to farm gold early game to get the best early game items. But don't worry, when we talk about farming gold, it will become very, very easy. Firstly, we have the Staff of the Apotheosis. This is 3,500 gold from the staff guy called Rindar in the Imperial City Market District. It's a very, very powerful item for any mage to have. You also have the Ring of Transmutation, which actually grants you 50 bonus magicka points. And this is a truckload to have at level 1, by the way, and it's very easy to obtain. You just get it from Ungarion at the Warlock's Luck in Bravil, and that is the item I'd recommend for you to focus on. Now, there is some extra tryhard stuff that you can do. You can get a full set of Blackhand robes at level 1, actually. It's in a secret barrel, just in the basement of Jagasta's house in Bruma. But because you steal this item, if you then get, caught by the guards later on for committing any crime, you will have to give these items back. There's also the Frostworm Bow that drops from a troll boss in the Horror of a Dive Rock quest. You don't actually need to start the quest, you just need to go to the location. I'll show it on the screen right now. The problem is that killing this troll takes a very, very long time, and I think this is too much of an overpowered item to have at level 1. It just kind of ruins the game a little bit, but maybe if you're playing on the highest difficulty, you want to go for this item, then fair enough. But just know it takes ages to kill this guy. Now, for farming gold, you see a lot of videos just recommending you to get all of the alchemy equipment from mages guilds and then sell them to the alchemy vendors in the guilds. That is a very good way to make gold. That'll probably get you about, 4,000 to 5,000 gold, but there's an even better way to make gold early game. First of all, you do want to join a mages guild so that you can take this alchemy equipment, basically there's 4 different kinds of things to make potions within the game. It's basically just makes your potions more powerful when you have them all, so you want them all. Then what I want you to do with all this alchemy equipment is obviously to make some potions. The best way to make potions is to go to farms and the wine vineyard outside Skingrad. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to all these locations, pick up all of the plants and the berries and everything that you can find to make restore fatigue potions. You don't need a skill in alchemy or anything like that to do this. And every time that your carry weight maxes, you're going to go to a very specific vendor in the market district. And you're going to go to a high elf vendor called Aurelin Way. I believe it's pronounced, I probably got it wrong. And she works in the Mystic Emporium in the market district. The reason we go to this vendor is because she's a crap vendor, okay? And the reason why she's a crap vendor is because she has a very, very low mercantile skill. In fact, it's novice, it's level 6. And what this means is that you can basically get more gold from a vendor who is less good at selling stuff. You're going to persuade her to the absolute max disposition that you can get her to. You can also use charm spells to get it a little bit higher than what you can get from naturally persuading. And then you're going to haggle her as much as you can. Now, I don't have any skill in mercantile or personality, and I think I was able to at least get her into the 80s of extra sell value. And when you're selling about 50 restore fatigue potions all at once, this does equate to a lot of extra gold if you went to any other different vendor in the Mages Guild or something. And just keep rinse and repeating this method until you get all of the gold that you want. If you run out of farms, then what you can do is just go to the Mages Guilds, the Fighters Guilds, and also churches to just loot all of the food that's in the interior locations and then also in cupboards and barrels. Now, to get a free house early on in the game, most people have probably done it and just not really actually realised. When you are on the main quest to deliver the amulet to Joffrey, in Wayne and Priory, you can actually use this as a house. So there's a bed to sleep in, and then the chest that Joffrey unlocks for you with some starter equipment, that is actually a non-respawnable chest. You can put whatever you want in there and it won't delete or disappear. It's a pretty good base early game because there's also a chapel here to clear diseases or curses. And the bonus is you can immediately fast travel to it also. And the monk here, when you're on the main storyline, also will give you a free horse. Now, once you've farmed all of this gold, there are some extra items that you can pick up from vendors. Normally, the really expensive items from vendors are kind of crap because they will give you some good bonus, but then also have some kind of huge downside or reduce your speed, which you just really don't want. So it's a lot of gold for something that isn't that good. And we also have to remember we want to save money for spells and definitely for the Frostcrag Spire spellmaking and enchanting altar candles and stuff like that. But the items that I would recommend are 1, Tower of the Nine, because that is the best shield that you can get early on in the game, and also Hands of the Atronach. Now, the base value and armor value of this item is just below Daedric, so it's basically an endgame item that you can obtain at level 1, and it has resist fire, frost, and shock, which is amazing. If you're playing a high elf, then this actually just more or less totally mitigates being a high elf and the high elf weaknesses to fire, frost, and shock. My last bonus tip for you guys is to get a greater power that can unlock any hard lock, and you get it from the Tower Stone, which is just south of the Imperial Waterfront. This basically grants you the same birth sign power as the tower, which is why, by the way, it's totally pointless to get the tower birth sign in my humble opinion. You can only use this once per day, but this is the thing. If you need to unlock more than one chest in that particular day, you can just wait 24 hours and then use it again and Bob's your uncle. It is very useful if you're in a tight spot, you don't want to break a load of lockpicks. Just make sure you don't miss with this spell, because every time you use it, you do need to wait 24 hours. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed the video, please do consider subscribing. I will do write-ups of most of my guides that I'm going to make on this channel for subscribers only, and I'm probably going to include a little bonus tip here and there or some alternative method that you can do. Anyway, my name is the Night Goblin. Until my next video, ciao.